We are at war. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it, but we are under attack both from foreign and domestic forces. And while some of us might not realize that is the current state of being, this hasn't happened overnight. In fact, that declaration of war was issued on July 4th of 2024 when Kevin Roberts of the Heritage Foundation said that it will be up to the left to decide whether this will be a bloodless second American revolution. That was the official declaration of war. And we know that the entire Trump administration at this point is now executing the plans that were detailed in Project 2025. So the quicker we realize that we are under attack, every single institution that we hold dear is under attack by a combination of religious fanatics, Nazis and white supremacists, and apartheid-loving oligarchs, the better off we're going to be. And the sooner we realize that no one is coming to the rescue and it's up to us to mount a counteroffensive and mount it effectively and quickly, the better off we're going to be. So what has happened since inauguration? We've seen a flurry of executive orders come through. And this is taken right from the pages of Project 2025. That thing that Trump said he knows nothing about, his entire administration is full of Al-Qaeda, the American version of the Taliban. And the American version of the Taliban seeks to bring us to a society that is similar to how America existed in the 1700s, certainly before the Civil Rights Act and the Civil War. That is where we're headed. And you pair that with the elite firepower that has been placed, the billionaire broligarchy that has been placed in media, in technology, and in every other facet of life, we are in for an uphill battle. And it's important that we start acting now while they are still consolidating power. So what's happened since inauguration? One of the major indicators that this is an escalation is what happened last week, where Elon Musk has commandeered and hacked the entire federal bureaucracy. He's taken over several departments and agencies, but the one that we have to pay attention to is his takeover of the Treasury. He and his unelected minions have now infiltrated and locked out government officials from systems and technologies. And now there are private servers and email servers and all sorts of things that are being plugged in with no oversight. And why is this important? It's important for a number of different reasons. One, by taking over the Treasury, he controls how payments go out. And one of the things to pay attention to is that the Treasury is a direct line into liquid assets. The Treasury is funded from what gets taken out from our payroll tax. So just from a Social Security trust fund perspective, there are trillions of dollars that are sitting there. And why is that important to pay attention to? Keep in mind, Elon could not get a security clearance because of unreported contacts and coordination with the Russian government. And what do we know about Russia right now? They're on the verge of economic collapse because of their invasion of Ukraine. What better way to set them up on good footing than by hacking into the US Treasury and transferring trillions of dollars to the Kremlin? And this is why our founding fathers warned us about foreign influences being embedded into our government. Elon Musk's presence and access in this administration is about as open a declaration of war as we've seen. And now what we're looking at is far beyond the realm of a constitutional crisis. We have to recognize that this government is infested with traitors, criminals, and foreign assets. So who are the agents of war that are backing this? The names that you have to pay attention to: Elon Musk is one, Kevin Roberts is another, Peter Thiel is another, Larry Ellison is another, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos. Those are all of your tech oligarchy and tech bros that are involved in this hostile takeover, with a generous helping of white nationalist theocracy thrown in on the part of the Heritage Foundation. So what can we do about it? Right now, there are a number of things that you can do. One, you need to urge all of your elected officials, Democrat or Republican, to fight back and do their jobs and defend the Constitution, first and foremost. The second part of what needs to be done is an active mobilization of protests across the country, and especially in red state strongholds. Think about what's happening here. This is not a left versus right issue anymore, because now that access to the treasury has been compromised by an unelected foreigner who violated immigration laws to be in the country in the first place, has sworn allegiance to any number of foreign governments, has coordinated with Russia and the Kremlin, and is backing every far right party around the globe. This is no longer left versus right. It is the oligarchy versus all of us. So, my message to anybody that ended up voting for Trump this cycle and now is having second thoughts, it's time to actually take a stand, because the quicker you realize that they're at war with you as well, the better off you're going to be. And it's going to take all of us to prevent what is happening from picking up traction. Because if you think that waiting it out until 2026 or 2028 is going to solve things, it's going to be too late. It took Hitler 53 days after being elected to fundamentally transform Germany into the genocide machine that it became. Is that what you want to be known for when the history books are written? The ball's in our court now. It's up to all of us. No one's coming to the rescue. We need to act quickly, decisively, fiercely, and fearlessly. That is what is required when we are under attack, and that is what's happening right now. An unelected, apartheid-loving, Nazi sympathizer has just started the process of a hostile takeover of the US. What are you going to do about it?